welcome back to my channel. Today I'm actually going to be doing a story time with my sister. So those of you who have not met her before, this is Khadija, and today we're going to be sharing with you a story time. It's going to be an interesting story that we're going to share with you. But before we go any further, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Welcome back. Now, where do we start? Okay, so we're gonna tell you about interesting story about us and what happened with us. And this is a story, we call it our travel experience. Yeah. So this is our travel experience and what happened. Okay. So I'm gonna get started on this one. So we have a sister from our dad's side, and we have not seen her for quite some time because she lives overseas in Philadelphia. So we wanted to be able to meet up with her. We wanted to be able to see her again, and the idea came up that we should travel. And because Khadija had never went to the United States before, I wanted her to go so badly because I had went and I experienced certain things and I knew that she would love it. So I wanted her to go. So in speaking with my sister's mother, we were talking about, she said y'all should come and spend the summer with us and so on. So I thought, yes, this is a great idea. But bear in mind, I'm just talking based on an idea. I didn't know if I had the money, I didn't know if it was going to be possible, but I knew that if I put my mind to it, I can get it done. So I talked to my sister and I told her, which is this one here, it's Khadija. So I told her the idea. I wanted to go. She was excited, but maybe not as excited as I was, because I was like overly excited. And so I started to pursue that. We tried to find the funds and stuff. I was not working. I had just started my business, and business was still quite slow. I was studying, and my parents were not in a financial position to be able to assist us that we can actually go and travel, but I was still pursuing this thing. So when we talked about the tickets and stuff, I was a bit late in terms of getting my ticket because I didn't have the money. So I told my sister's mom, and she suggested that she would purchase my sister's ticket and I could purchase mine, and that may help take away some of the financial burden and so on. No, we getting tickets, but we don't have any spending money. But we getting tickets, so we excited, but all along we thinking about the spending money. And I was talking to my mom about it, and she said, well, if I could, I would, but she really couldn't help at that time, which I understood. So I started to come up with different ways that we could find the money and everything. And my sister's mom was so excited about it. She was giving us ideas of how when we come, we can actually work there. And when I say work, I mean like we could babysit and make money. So we're thinking, let's go. Or even do here, yeah. So we're thinking this could work. We can make money, and we'll still be able to have money for ourselves and stuff. And she said, y'all don't have to worry about anything to eat. I will cover that. Y'all just need to come and everything. So fast forward to us, we got on the plane, we got our tickets, everything worked out and everything, and we were set to leave in June. I think we left June 18th. I think that was the date that we left. And we were going to be gone for 2 months and a half. This is a long time. Like the whole vacation we were going to be going. So we were going from summer. June. We were going from June, July, and to August, and we came at the ending of August. So now when we got there, I left that part for Khadija to share with you her experience.
When we got to New York, it was a connecting flight.
Yes. No. We went to New York and then.
Yeah.
Well,
not really a flight, but
yeah.
We landed in New York and then we drove to Philadelphia, which was 2 hours away.
Yes.
2 hours.
Yes, because she picked us up from the airport.
Right. When we got there, everything in the beginning,
Yeah.
Look like if it was, it was fun. Like we can have fun and we can have a good time. So because that's what she painted to us. So when we got there, like Commission mentioned, we did not have spending money. But at that time when we got there, we had spending money, but it was not enough that we could shop. we could explore and do all the fun stuff. So it's basically we could go and shop, but since it's like two of us and we got split the money, it's like we got to pick and choose what we do basically. So we really was interested in seeing our sister, so that we didn't really mind on that part. But when we got there,
so here is it. Let me just jump in quickly because I remember all the details. Right. So I didn't have any money for my ticket, so she suggested that she would purchase the ticket, and then when I get there, I will give her the money back. So when I got there, as soon as we got there, it was like all packing and stuff, and she was like,
"You got the money?"
And then I said, yeah, cause obviously I walked with the money for her. So then I gave her the money, and she said yes, because she needed the money because she wanted to purchase groceries so that we could have something to eat and stuff. No, I didn't really think too much about that. I just thought it was, casual thing or whatever.
Yeah. And fast forward, because there's many little gaps in there that really don't matter, so we don't want to spend more time telling you all those things that don't matter. So fast forward, we got there, we settled in, probably a couple days, not even a full week, and we ended up babysitting our sister's siblings, which was never in the plan. So how it started, she would go to work, and then she would say, well, I'm going to be home at such and such a time. That time will come, she would not get back home. And at first, it wasn't anything to us because it was that we never get to see our sister, and the children, her children, they were fun. They were very hard, but they were fun to be around and be with. So at that point in time, in the beginning, it was not, nothing. But after when we realized, well, we've been stuck in the house for like almost a week now. We didn't get to do nothing like
at all.
When we can really get to do something, so we start talking to our sister about it. And our sister, obviously that's her mother, but regardless, she can tell you. So she didn't respect certain things that she did. So we tried to talk to her about it. And from then she had an attitude and everything changed. And it still continued. We were still in the house. So we basically come from Barbados to Philadelphia to be in the house watching TV. Something that we could stay home and do.
And children, because we was like the nanny, the doctor, the aggie nurse, everybody.
The chef, because we was cooking and everything. Not
and
that
cleaning.
We were complaining about it because they are children, but we did not plan for this. So it was kind of inconsiderate, to be honest. So after that, this one night, we just fast forward to the action part. So this one night, our sister, she just was tired of everything that she was doing to us. So she was like, you know what? We want to go bowling. So let me go bowling, let me find something to do. So we planned the bowling, everything. We told her mom we're going bowling at this time and we want to leave at this time. That's no problem. I will get back home in that time.
That's what she said.
An hour before we called, just to make sure, that she close to home, because anybody that's been to New York, any part of the States, know that everything is not close by. You gotta drive far for certain things. And I think that she was with a friend or whatever the case may be, and she would have had to drive from
where she was. It was like an hour away. Yeah, it was an hour.
So she drove, and she was supposed to be coming back home, but she took it upon herself and she went somewhere else. So it's like she almost taking our time for granted. She doing as she pleased. So at first we was like, I maybe she on her way back home or what, but we did. We got ready. Well, no. That night we didn't get to go, and we ended up going to what's that place? 7-Eleven?
No,
that was the night before. We didn't get to go. We was vexed. We didn't get to go.
Remember, because she never came. We wanted to go to bowling, but she never came back.
Right.
And that's what
then the second night we planned to go bowling again. Well, bowling, because we said that we were still going to go, but we did not go. Our plan was never to go bowling the second night. The first night we wanted to go, but that didn't work out. So then the second night we said, well, we would just say we're going bowling or whatever. So our sister was like, pack some shit. We going. We're going by my grandmom and we're gonna have some fun because y'all didn't come here to babysit. And she was telling us, well, we're gonna do that. We was like, you sure? Because we didn't really, at the same time, we was frustrated. But I guess it was just so nice Yeah, especially when we felt for the children more than anything. I was like, we didn't leave them here with themselves, and then we already got nothing to do with. They were gonna be with her, the mother, but I guess because we grew up born with them, we was feeling the type of way that we didn't go ahead and either. So we packed some stuff. We left that night, and we went.
Yeah, because she came back. She came back so that we could leave.
Right.
So when she came back, then we packed, but we didn't really pack that many things. We just had
like a change of clothes.
Yes,
like a pair of
because we didn't want her to know we were not planning to come back. Because the plan was to go and stay with my sister's grandmother for a few days and then come back, so we could just get a break. Because she was not getting it. Because we had several conversations leading up to that in terms of talking to her about how we felt about it. Because we felt as though, you know, we just keeping the children, nothing is happening and that kind of stuff, and all the promises that she made to us, nothing happened. So fast forward to the part where we actually went out. So we decided, our sister took us to this bar and we had fun and everything.
We went to a diner.
And then we went to the bar first and we went diner. We did some of everything, guys. So it was fun. That was our first night of fun. And
like getting out and doing something other than probably going to a mall and looking around.
And by that time,
shopping.
We were like 4 weeks in already down there. You can imagine that. On the week 4, we now get to have fun. Imagine
or maybe
that.
It was more than week 4 because
it was like it was
after all of that, everything started crumbling. We had like 2 weeks left to go back.
No, it wasn't 2 weeks. We had more time. It was like week 4, week 5. Because before that, I even had my birthday down there, and I wanted to do stuff, but obviously I didn't have the money because all the promises she made never happened. So we never got to do anything to make money. But my sister
did. We flat here, but that wasn't a long one.
Right, we flat one had like
that was when we kind of did.
And then the thing is, we know that the prices down there are a bit higher, and the prices that the money that we made from that was like, to us it felt like a lot because we comparing 2 to 1, but it really wasn't compared to the prices down there. And that money was gone within like what, 2 days or 3 days. Awesome. It didn't last long. So when we got to the thing and we enjoyed ourselves, and we stayed by my sister's grandmother, and then she was calling to find out where we were and everything. And then when we finally got through to her, she had an attitude. So she was totally upset.
But pause. The thing is, right, when the phone was ringing, our sister was like, don't answer it because she's gonna bug you. Do not answer it. And I was like, but why? At least then she was like, no, don't answer it. It's not your fault that she something she told us, but I can't remember exactly word for word, but she was basically telling us to don't answer the call, just let it ring. So she called probably like 30 somebody times.
She called a lot of times.
Like a lot. And
a lot.
Mind you, we didn't have a phone that she could have gotten through to us, so she had to call our sister.
Right.
Which is her daughter. Just a little bit.
And and then so by the time we actually got to talk to her, she was pretty much screaming because she was like shouting and crawling loud on the phone, and she has a job and she has to go to work, and why we didn't stay, why we didn't come back. We said we were going to come back, and and then she just got so upset and she dropped the bomb, guys. She was like, you know what? Come from another clothes from at my place. Galomba. And it was there like, huh? Like, what you mean?
How
like,
did you even get to there?
Like, yeah, she was like, come asking me like that, come for y'all clothes and y'all can stay there. And she was totally upset.
When she was out, even when she didn't have work and we were home, it was never a problem. But as soon as, according to Party, the stables had turned, it was a problem.
Definitely was. So I was like, all right, well, no problem. We could go for our clothes. So I asked her, my sister's grandmother, she would take us. And then she said, you know what, it may be best to let her son take us. So he did. So we went to get our clothes. And she didn't only mean me and Khadija. She meant me, Khadija, and my other sister. So when we got there, then we started packing. And she was like, the lady was like a guard. She was following us to make sure where we're going,
and we don't take up stuff.
Yeah.
But we don't steal. We were
like,
never going back there with intentions to steal.
She was like, come on. We gotta go. And I was like, what? Like, we try to pack our stuff, and she like, come on, gotta go. And I was
first, you missed the one gap.
What's the gap?
She didn't at first. Remember, we had to get the police and all that. We didn't get to get our clothes.
No, that didn't happen yet. You
so
going first.
This was.
Hold on a minute.
Because we didn't have no clothes.
No, we went there to get the clothes. And when we went, she said, I will let you guys, she said, I will let you guys come in and get your clothes, but she can't come in here, meaning our other sister, because the two of them had their issues. So she don't want her to come in. So then my sister came in behind and she said, well, you will have to stop me from coming in because they come in to get my stuff. And then when we get up there now to try to get our stuff, she was blocking her from coming through the door. So then she was like, okay, I'll call the cops then. So she went back downstairs and she called the police to come so that she could get her clothes. Meanwhile, we were upstairs packing our stuff and she was like rushing us to get our stuff. So then it was like, you know, and then I realized when we got back downstairs that I forgot our other clothes which were put aside to wash. Yeah. So that's when she was like,
right, that's the clothes I talking about.
Right, so we forgot other stuff over. So she came downstairs, the police came and everything. Police asked her to let my sister get her stuff, so they went back upstairs so they could get her stuff. So we were just downstairs waiting for her. And so she just came outside and she was like crawling and cussing and carrying on. It was like a real dudum, right? And if anybody on here that watches this that know me, that myself, like I don't really do dudums, right? So downstairs and she was calling and stuff. So then she said she dropped some comments, and my sister is not like me, so she had some comments to return to her. You know,
well, let's just say that I'm very opinionated. But you can't tell me something and expect me to just keep it zip. Like, I will say something. I may not be disrespectful, but I even say that. She, on the other hand,
I'm like, what would Jesus do?
She something once, twice.
No, I'm like, no.
And then the fifth time,
I'm like, what would Jesus do?
Oh my God, this get annoying. You know, let me do
I'm a
something about
representation
it.
of him, so I'm like,
but
what
as
would
soon as
Jesus
you
do
start
thing? Like,
nipping in the butt,
I start thinking and stuff before I do it, right? I guess it's just the thinking me, whatever. So we were there, whatever. So she reacted to what she said, and because what she said was out of place, it was very out of pocket. So I can't even remember. But she said
she commented on my size.
Something she said though, but it was out of place. But then she came back again, and I don't know, the devil had me. I just lost it in that moment. She came back. She was like, you know what? I canceling on the tickets and da 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 da. And I don't know, something took off inside of me, and all the Christian that I was, I totally forgot.
Let me reenact it. Cancel them tickets. If it's a woman, cancel them tickets. Cancel them tickets. I want you to cancel them tickets. And the woman walking to the car, and she behind the woman, cancel tickets. If it's a woman, just say hello, like not everybody, because you know everybody obviously they already look out like how bitches would. They were like peeping. You could see that they are actually like looking outside or whatever. And I just, but I wasn't really carrying on the fact that they were peeping or not, because I was just saying I was more the silent one of just standing up like, alright, is she ever gonna listen to anything? But I'm gonna forget that she's my other sister's mother, and we will fight.
It took me a while to calm down because I was walking up because I wanted to hit her today. I can be honest. I wanted to hit her because
she deserved it.
I felt like I can't believe you would do something like this to me, and I lost. And then thinking no more, I forget about police. Police could have been there, left side, whatever. I was just being trust her hands and shit because she obviously was like, you know, but I didn't. Thankfully, because then my other sister come and she was like, no, calm, no put yourself. Funny enough, you know. At least it's like a lash, you know. I don't get nothing. But that was like, no, come, or whatever, don't put yourself in trouble or whatever. So we went ahead or whatever. So we were thinking, okay, this is probably it with her. So I called the airline to find out because she did purchase a ticket. So I wanted to be sure that she couldn't cancel it and stuff. And so find out all that stuff. So meanwhile, we still have other clothes there. So before we had left, I had asked the officer if I could get the other clothes that we left up there. But he said then that, you know, something that wouldn't make sense, but we could not,
that we cannot really enter because at
her,
the same time it's her property. But mind you, she was renting, so really and truly ain't renting nobody's property other than the owner who built it or who
right, and they were my belongings.
You know?
So I don't understand that foolish law.
Like, well, ma'am, we can't really get into this, and this might be an issue that we can't really deal with. And I was like,
yeah, I thought we'll call this person that buddy, and I was about to lose my head. So I was like, you know what, it's my best to just go out. So then when past all that, we got back to my sister's grandmother's house. So I still wanted to get my clothes, obviously. So when we didn't talk to her, not the same time, but a few days after, so I think it was my sister's grandmother, who then called her and said, why don't you bring the children's clothes? And she said, they gotta wash. And I was like, but they're our clothes.
Not only that, she was never planning to wash them.
It's like, they're
We ain't getting them up to today.
It's like, they're our clothes. Why would they have
This
to
has
wash?
been, like, what, 5 years?
No, she bought them.
She did?
She didn't bring
I
all.
still missing a
one or
black
two
pencil
things were
bottom
missing.
that
Yeah, one
I
of the things were
love
missing, but you spinning up the story though.
I'm just
So
saying.
right, so we was like wanted her to bring them over. So I'm like, when my sister's grandmother called her, she did not. She said that well, the clothes needed washing and stuff. She didn't bring them. So I was like, no, we need our clothes. So meanwhile, a lot of things were happening because she and my sister didn't really have a really good relationship. So she was kind of like, oh, hold on, rewind. Hold a minute. No, we thought this was over, right? And we gone back to the grandmother thinking this thing that, you know, homegirl follow me by the grandmother and get across there and then call the police when she get out there fresh. You remember?
Yes, I remember.
And she called the police when she get out there fresh. And she
because
was
you
like,
almost catch a case down there.
and then she started like walking up to my sister here and start telling her stuff and it won't
She
go in
was
her
like,
face.
Because at that point, I was probably like 30 pounds lighter. She was like, she was saying,
I can't even
bony
remember.
one there, that bony one there, bad looking, that's where you go stand, that's where y'all gonna go back to Barbados or something along that line.
Man, she
And
was
she was
so
just, and she was
disrespectful.
walking up to me, I was like literally pointing or whatever. The funny thing about it, our other sister, she was on our side, like she was.
But because she did a
But
lot of stuff that
she
was
did a lot of
just
stuff. Yeah,
like,
we can't
guys,
really
we can't even tell you right now because that's how much
It
stuff
really
she did.
place to say it.
Right, she
But-
did some stuff.
But yeah, so I guess at that point she was just really frustrated with her mother, like the fact that she can't, like, anybody that come around her to help her, like she would literally run away with her selfish ways. So I guess she was just over it at that point. And then she was like, you know what, like we ain't gonna fight because they almost fight that night too, right?
That's true. Yeah, because she
that
wanted
was a
to
long
come
day.
to try to like, I know had looked like she was gonna hit Khadija, which everything in me was just saying, don't try it because I can forget the Christian and we didn't throw our hands because we ain't playing. And then I already want to drag she for the comments that she was making and the foolishness she was doing. So I was just waiting. So I was just telling Khadija, all right, let me go slow. So we was going for our walk and she would just keep talking. I was like, don't answer her, just, you know, let me keep walking or whatever, you know, get away from the place because she outside and she keeping noise and everybody. And I mean, my sister's grandmother lived an hour away. It was not necessary for she to drive from where she was to come all the way down there and then park up out there and ready to make noise and call the police first. I call the police again, you know, for something that the police
Not
done
only
deal
that,
with in another area.
Yeah, start when the police come.
Yeah, she
The
cried,
lady
right?
start crying so bad. I mean, she
I just so dramatic. She like crying and she come for this and this
like,
wrong.
they what she said?
They're so disrespectful and they this,
I've
that.
only been nice to them. I was
What?
like, where?
We're little confused.
Like, oh.
But we asked her, we went upstairs and we just cooled ourselves. We were able to call our mother. I talked to our mother and my mother was livid. Like livid. And she was there, she would have catch
Like,
us.
if she couldn't catch a bus or
And she
something,
could have got a bus,
there.
a van. And don't let me get started by the time we get to my father because that was another scene altogether. But my mother was hyped, but my father was full hype. So, alright, fast forward all that stuff. We went to get clothes. She wouldn't get the clothes and stuff. She keep like making tracks, and she would keep showing up at the house and doing everything else except for bringing the clothes. She came this one time and asked her, you know, where are the clothes? And when are you bringing the clothes? And she did pretend she ain't here, and she ignoring. And then she would call my sister's grandmother and make comments about us and all that stuff. But she still ain't bringing the clothes. So I was like, all right, this is ridiculous. So I was like, all right, you know what? I need to teach this lady a lesson because she think that I don't know what's going on and that I'm afraid of her. I don't need to fight with her, but I can deal with her based on the law. So, not the old law that I studied, I decided to call the consulate. So I called the consulate for her and we had a good conversation on the phone and they called her. So when they called her, she called the mother and she was like, you believe they called so and they called me on my job talking about they need their clothes and blah. Trust and believe that the clothes were back the next day. She bring back the clothes, she ain't even washed them. The same clothes that she was saying they needed washing, never got washed, and she returned them. And then she starts saying that she wants to see how we can get back, because remember, she picked us up from New York, and our returning flight, we had to go back to New York to get there, so we had to go to New York, so we had to drive from Philly to New York. And she was saying she wants to see how we can get there, like they don't got buses, or they don't got other, like a taxi or something that you can take. Like, I mean,
there are ways.
Hello.
You're not the all.
So exactly. So that's how she was behaving and stuff. But after I got back our clothes, I had nothing to say to her. And then this is what she did as well that we didn't like. She tried to turn the children against us and tell them not to speak to us.
Yeah.
So they didn't want to talk to us.
And
when
they were
came.
like, what,
7, 8, something like that. And I mean, we can't fault them because she's your mother,
right.
and that's what she said. So they following what she
plus
said.
we didn't really know what she told them too. So
Exactly.
they were obviously believing them.
Exactly. So whatever she told them about us, and then they wanted nothing to do with us, and it was just a whole bunch of unnecessary stuff. But we enjoyed that the travel trip that we thought was going to be a lifetime of memories, and it was, but not except for memories that we wanted. But it turned out to be a nightmare. Because this lady, like, she was bipolar or some rather twisted, sick kind of thing.
I feel like it's a mental problem. Like, that's the
has to be.
That's
it has to be. Has to be that she'd be calm and then she would switch just like that, and it was just a nightmare. So I just wanted to share this story time with you guys. Let you see, you know, some of the interesting things that happen in my life. Very interesting.
Take away this.
Drop it.
Do not. Unless it's somebody you can really trust.
Like God.
Do not let nobody buy you not to take for your own. And do not have, you know, your mother and father said, do not let home without best money.
Where's the voice on that one?
Do not let home without best money. Because we ain't had a cent. But I guess we really wanted to go and see our sister, so we really didn't have a cent. We really did not have a cent. Like, we did not have any. Like, I was going to school, like Kavisha mentioned, she was going
But we had money, but we ain't really had no money. It's like, so well, like,
not enough to be honest.
Right.
If it was one of us, then sure, I feel like it would have been enough. And we could have probably, like, you know, it wouldn't be like a big deal, because if you shopping for yourself, you only got money for one person, but then
it's two of us.
That's food. That is.
So we shopped a lot in thrift stores. Became our best friends, so we got good clothes and a lot of $2 stuff
and new stuff too. So that wasn't. And thrift store is not a bad thing either.
Right, but just saying, like, we could have really go to Forever 21 and, you know, our Rue and
but we get winning. We get to burn up.
But we don't get to go. It's good that we can laugh at this now, because this thing was just a nightmare that when you come back, you don't want to talk about it.
Like, right that minute when all of that happened.
If we could have,
after that,
we could have changed our flight, we would have. But when we found out how much we had to pay to change the flight, it was like, alright, just stay.
Yeah.
It didn't make no sense
at all.
So we just stayed it through, and thank God he got us through it. So the key to this story, like she said, don't gonna wait for your best money, and 2, whenever you're gonna travel, make sure you make your own plans.
And make sure you put the flight in your name, because nobody can come and say.
But it wasn't our name. The tickets were in our name. Just that it was Shikar that paid for it.
Well, make sure it's some sort of way that they can't say, well, I can cancel it. Like they don't have any power to do that.
Yeah, she couldn't cancel it either. When I talked to the airline, she couldn't cancel it. She just she couldn't. She couldn't
make I guess. For them.
Whatever that was, but like and I forgive her. I move on, because when I come back, I was so livid. I was like, I should come back to Barbados again. We can deal with she, like,
but
you know.
No, it's not that deep. I promise you.
Definitely not. So we moved on. We forgive her. We let her go. Want nothing but the best for her. We could get help with the mental issues and everything, but we good. We solid. But we just ain't mixing with she like that. No more, we good.
No offenses.
No offenses. We love you, but we just ain't mixing with she. She can stay at corner, and we will go back to Philly, but we'll go back to Philly on our own. And we would, you know, have our own arrangements and everything, and what's not, and we good to go. So just stop by to share this story time with you. Hope that you could pick something from this that you know that you will learn a lesson. And
let me just know if y'all want me back on the channel.
Alright, I think it's time for me to go. Anyways, guys, remember to like. Thank you for joining us today. and listening and tuning in and hearing our story. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Bye.